Oh. Oh, he just goes like that. Hang on, I'll motion you in once I fucking draw like little squiggles all over my fucking door. Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, Noodle here, and today we're back again, back with the 39 steps. Last time we did the wrong ditch, and this time we're gonna go an unlikely visit. Resolved to leave England for the Cape, Hanley outlook changes as a mysterious visitor drops by. I bet it's a woman, draped in red, with lipstick. Oh, very noir. Play. An unlikely visit. I should read everything a little bit too close to the mic. Like I'm really intimate with you. Monday, 18 May, 1914, Wimpole Street, London, England. That's the ticket. I can't really read because I'm like really close to my microphone. Open and close. Get the fuck out of my house. Jesus Christ, am I gonna have to play another fucking minigame?
Hey, can I speak to you? May I come in for a minute?
I recognized him as the occupant of a flat on the top floor with whom I had passed the time of day on the stairs. Okay. Hang on, I'm pouring me a drink. He was slim with short brown beard and a small glimmerly blue eyes. See, I thought it was going to be a fucking redhead, or a blonde with red lipstick. His hand was pawing at my arm. I motioned him in. Oh, he just goes like that. Hang on, I'll motion you in once I fucking draw like little squiggles all over my fucking door. No sooner was he over the threshold than he made a dash for my back room where I used to smoke and write my letters. Oh man, this motherfucker's right to the point. He's already getting naked. Then he bolted back. Oh, fuck.
Is the door locked?
It is now, baby. He filled himself a stiff whiskey and soda and drank it off in three. Oh man, I'm drinking whiskey and soda. That's what I'm talking. This guy's got good taste. I sat down in the armchair and lit my pipe. I was pretty certain that I had to deal with the madman. Yeah, so you're just smoking your pipe, huh? You know, flick the ashes.
I'm very sorry. It's a mighty liberty, but you look like the kind of man who would understand. I've had you in my mind all this week when things got troublesome.
Woo!
Say, will you do me a good turn?
Woo!
I'll listen to you. That's all I'll promise.
Pardon. I'm a bit rattled tonight. You see, I happen at this moment to be dead.
What?
What does it feel like?
A smile flickered over his drawn face.
I'm not mad. Yet. Say, sir, I've been watching you, and I reckon you're a cool customer.
Cool customer.
I reckon, too, you're an honest man and not afraid of playing a bold hand. I'm gonna confide in you. I need help worse than any man ever needed it. I want to know if I can count you in.
It's me with the pipe.
Get on with your yarn and I'll tell you.
Ooh, I like that. Get on with your yarn, I'll tell you. Ooh. I like the jig of that. Oh! It's gonna tell me a story via old school. Oh my god. The queerest rigmarole. Franklin P. Schuyler was an American from Kentucky. After college, being pretty well off, he started out to see the world. Toot toot! To Spain! To France, through Germany. Venturing deep into Russia. Nope! Russia's too cold. Went to Greece. He wrote a bit and acted as a war correspondent for a Chicago paper. The Balkan region. Europe's greatest powers. He had played about with politics first for interest, and then because he couldn't help himself. Then he made his discovery. Dun dun dun. Driving a car. He's like, noping the fuck out of there. To Germany. Or France. toot. Beep beep, I'm a Jeep. His fingers are very spread out. Oh shit. He disappeared behind a tree! He's sneaky, sneaky. Away behind all the governments and the armies, there was a big subterranean movement going on, engineered by some very dangerous people. They look very dangerous. Santa Claus and Winston Churchill, the sort of educated anarchists that made revolutions. Santa Claus is pissed! And behind them were financiers who were praying for money. Winston, no! They wanted Russia, Germany at loggerheads. Right there, that's loggerheads, right there. Everything would be in the melting pot. The anarchists looked to see a new world emerge, while the capitalists would make fortunes by buying up wreckage. And Shudder had himself convinced that Jewish men were behind it all. Jews! They did everything!
On the 15th day of June, Constantine Karolides is coming to this city. The British Foreign Office has taken to having international tea parties.
Ooh, tea parties.
And the biggest of them is due on that date. Now, Karolides is reckoned the principal guest, and if my friends have their way, he will never return to his admiring countrymen.
Oh. I sat up for that, for I had been reading about Karolides that very afternoon. I was reading about races.
That's simple enough, anyhow. You can warn him and keep him at home.
And play their game. If he does not come, they win, for he's the only man that can straighten out the tangle. And if his government are warned, he won't come, for he does not know how big the stakes will be on June the 15th.
I was beginning to get interested in the beggar. He's not a beggar, he's your neighbor.
What about the British government? They're not going to let their guests be murdered. Tip them the wink, and they'll take extra precautions.
No good. They might stuff your city with plainclothes detectives and double the police, and Constantine would still be a doomed man. He'll be murdered by an Austrian, and there'll be plenty of evidence to show the connivance of the big folk in Vienna and Berlin.
An Austrian? Arnold Schwarzenegger's
It'll all
gonna
be
get
an
him.
infernal lie, of course, but the case will look black enough to the world. But it's not gonna come off if there's a certain man alive right here in London on the 15th day of June. And that man is gonna be your servant, Franklin P. Scudder.
What? I collected Scudder. Da 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 da. I was getting to like this little chap. His jaw has shut like a rat trap, and there was a fire of battle in his glimly eyes. Glimledy eyes.
Where did you find out this story?
I completed my evidence 10 days ago in Paris.
Paris.
I can't tell you the details now, for it's something of a history. But when I was quite sure in my own mind, I judged it my business to disappear. And I reached this city by a mighty queer circuit.
Oh.
Till yesterday I thought I had muddied my trail some, and was feeling pretty happy. Then...
The recollection seemed to upset him, and he gulped down some more whiskey. That whiskey ain't cheap!
Then I saw a man standing in the street outside this block. I used to stay close in my room all day, and only slip out after dark for an hour or two. I watched him for a bit from my window, and I thought I recognized him. He came in and spoke to the porter. When I came back from my walk last night, I found a card in my letterbox.
Letterbox.
It bore the name of the man I want least to meet on God's earth.
Santa Claus? I think that the look in my companion's eyes, the sheer naked scare on his face, completed my conviction of his honesty.
What did you do next?
I realized I was bottled as sure as a pickled herring, and that there was only one way out.
Death.
I had to die.
I knew it! I knew it!
If my pursuers knew I was dead, they would go to sleep again.
How did you manage it?
House gutter died. Step 1. I told the man who valets me that I was feeling pretty bad and got myself up to look like death. That wasn't difficult, for I'm no slouch at disguises. Step 1. Convince Porter illness requires disguise makeup clay. Too much? R.I.P. gown. I have to run out of clay. Step 2. This is in case you want to kill yourself. This is how you do it. Then I got a corpse. You can always get a body in London if you know where to go for it. That's true. I can get you a toe if I wanted to. I can get you a toe by 3. I fetched it back in the trunk. Back in a trunk on top of a 4-wheeler. I had to be assisted upstairs to my room. Where to find a corpse? Graveyard. High-grade cemetery. Transport. Stairs. So helpful. Cabby equal carriage. That's fucked up. That's funny. Step 3. I had to pile up evidence for the inquest, so I went to my bed and got to my man to mix me a sleeping draught and then told him to clear out. He wanted to fetch me a doctor, but I swore some and said I couldn't abide leeches. There will be an inquest. Need to supply evidence. Zzz, feigned death. Sleeping draught. Who to administer? Who? Step 4. When I was left alone, I started to fake up the corpse. He was my size and I judged he had perished from too much alcohol, so I put some spirits about the place. Okay. The jaw was the weak point in the likeness, so I blew it away with a revolver. I dare say there would be somebody to swear having heard a shot, but there are no neighbors on my floor and I guess I could risk it. His jaw is a problem. My opinions are limited. A gun! I will make one loud bang. Neighbors! Not a great deal of choice. Okay. Step 5. Profit. I left the body in bed, dressed up in my pajamas with a revolver lying on the bedclothes and a considerable mess around. Then I got into a suit of clothes that I've been waiting for emergencies. I didn't dare shave for fear of leaving tracks, and besides, it wasn't any kind of use my trying to get into the streets. What? Okay. Final checklist. Dress body. Place revolver. Change. Leave no trace. Oh. That was kind of cool. Oh, Jesus Christ. I didn't even notice that.
I had had you in my mind all day.
Ugh.
And there seemed nothing to do but to make an appeal to you. I watched from my window till I saw you come home, and then slipped down the stair to meet you.
He sat blinking like an owl, fluttering with nerves and desperately determined. Well, you should get that tonic. It does build you new nerves for the nervous.
There, sir. I guess you know about as much as me of this business.
What? Oh, I'm pouring me a drink. Oh. I was not pretty well convinced that he was going straight with me. It was the wildest sort of narrative, but I had heard in my time many steep tales which had turned out to be true. Like the dude who was dying in Africa. And if he had wanted to get a location in my flat, and then cut my throat, he would have pitched a mild yarn. What? Milder yarn? What? A tale or a story. Okay, Jesus Christ. So basically, he's saying if he was gonna kill me, he would have fucking done it already. He had plenty of opportunity.
Hand me your key, and I'll take a look at the corpse. Excuse my caution, but I'm bound to verify a bit if I can.
I reckoned you'd ask for that. But I haven't got it. It's on my chain on the dressing table. I had to leave it behind, for I couldn't leave any clues to breed suspicions. The gentry who are after me are pretty bright-eyed citizens.
Santa Claus. Got it.
You'll have to take me on trust for the night, and tomorrow you'll get the proof of the corpse business right enough.
I thought for an instant or two. But then I stopped thinking. That's too hard.
Right. I'll trust you for the night. I'll lock you into this room and keep the key. Just one word, Mr. Scudder. I believe you're straight. But if so be you are not, I should warn you that I'm a handy man with a gun.
I haven't the privilege of your name, sir, but let me tell you that you're a true gentleman. Now, I'll thank you to lend me a razor,
so I could slit your throat at night. I took him into my bedroom. Woo! And turned him loose. Woo! Turned him loose. Turned down for what? I know, I'm stupid. Everybody's like really into the story, and I'm just fucking around. In half an hour's time, a figure came out that I scarcely recognized. It was me.
My hat. Mr. Scudder.
Your hat indeed. A new man! Differences, similarities. Differences, similarities. Differences, similarities. Similarities. Only his Grimletti hungry eyes were the same. Okay, differences. Everything except his eyes. He was the very model, even to the brown complexion, of some British officer who had had a long spell in India. He was shaving clean, his hair was parted in the middle, and he had cut his eyebrows. Okay. Especially looks very different, like a British officer. Got it.
Not Mr. Scudder. Captain Theophilus Digby of the 40th Gurkhas. Presently home on leave. I'll thank you to remember that, sir.
You couldn't think of an easier name? Really? I'm gonna call you fucking Frank. I made him up a bed in the smoking room and sought my own couch, more cheerful than I had been for the past month. Things did happen occasionally, even in this godforsaken metropolis. New event! Deeper into this mess. Oh! There we go! Alright, so wonderful. Geez, that was like really short. That was only like 15 minutes. Should we keep going? Do another chapter, maybe? I don't want to get too far ahead. Maybe? Fuck it, we'll keep going. We'll do another one. That's fine. Deeper into this mess. Scudder had confided in Frank had confided in Handy, but he is not out of danger. Officially dead, he must now lie low. Let's do this. Deeper into this mess. Deeper into this mess. Tuesday, 19 May, 1914. Wimpole Street, London. Woo! London! It's about 640. Can't get about 350. No, but you can have 640. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there are actually like dust particles that they've animated in there. It's really cool. I'm liking it. Next time I notice one, I'll like point it out. Or I'll try to. Well, I can't really point it out because I don't have a fucking pointer. I'll try to describe where its location so you can look at it and be like, ah. Yeah, to the left by the cabinet. It just flew off.
Stop that row, Paddock. There's a friend of mine, Captain... he's dossing down in there. Get breakfast for 2, and then come and speak to me.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy. Paddock. Character, acquaintance. Character, acquaintance. Let's see his character. He had about as much gift for the gab as a hippopotamus and was not a great hand at valeting, but I knew I could count on his loyalty. Oh, cool. Acquaintance. Paddock was a fellow I had a good turn to out on the... What? Jesus Christ. Paddock was a fellow I had done a good turn to out on the soliloquy, and I had expand him as my servant as soon as I got to England. I have no idea what any of that means. Somebody from England translate, please. Jesus. I need subtitles. Oh! It's very bright outside. Oh, man. Is that fish? For breakfast? Fucking English people are weird. I told Paddock a fine story about how my friend was a great swell, with his nerves pretty bad from overwork, who wanted absolute rest and stillness. Nobody I got to know he was here, or he would be besieged by communications from the India office, and the Prime Minister and his cure would be ruined. Oh, that's a cool cover, I guess. I am bound to say Scudder played up splendidly when he came to breakfast. He fixed Paddock with his eyeglass, just like a British officer, and asked him about the Boer War, and slung out at me a lot of stuff about imaginary pals. Paddock couldn't learn to call me sir, but he sirred Scudder as if his life depended on it. I had left him with the newspaper and a box of cigars and headed out to Alexandra Park Racecourse. Oh, cool. So we're just like, fuck your adventure. Fuck the fact that you're getting hunted. I'm going to go bet on some horses. When I got back, the main lift had an important face. Important. Is it Santa Claus?
Nasty business here this morning, sir. Gent in number 15 been and shot himself. They've just took him to the mortuary. The police are up there now.
Oh my god. Oh, that's crazy. We should go check it out. Take me up there. I would like to see this. I ascended to number 15 and found a couple of bobbies and an inspector busy making an examination. Asked a few idiotic questions and they soon kicked me out. Oh, what's 1 + 1? Oh, who the fuck is this? I like pineapple. Do you like peaches? Do you need to get out, sir? Oh, this place doesn't look that good. Does it smell okay inside? And they're like, get the fuck out. And they kicked me out. That's what happens. Coroner's court. I attended the inquest the next day. So basically, like, this dude's just been locked in this fucking smoking room for like 2 days. The jury found it a case of suicide while of unsound mind. Hush whispers. I gave Scudder a full account of the affair and it interested him greatly. He said he wished he could have attended, for he reckoned it would be about as spicy as to read one's own obituary notice. Yeah, like you know, like going to your own funeral. Scudder was very peaceful the first 2 days he stayed with me. He read and smoked a bit, made a heap of jottings in a notebook, and every night we had a game of chess, at which he beat me hollow. But on the 3rd day, I can see he was beginning to get restless. He fixed up a list of days and started making remarks against them. He started listening for little noises and was always asking me if Paddock could be trusted. Once or twice he got very peevish and apologized for it. I don't blame him. I made every allowance, for he had taken on a fairly stiff job. I kind of wanted to read that list. And then one night he was very solemn.
Say, Hanny.
What is it?
Judge, I should let you a bit deeper into this business. I should hate to go out without leaving somebody else to put up a fight.
He began to tell me in detail what I had only heard from him vaguely. I did not give him very close attention. The fact is, I was more interested in his own adventures than in his high politics. The plot thickens. Carodiles. I reckon they're Carodiles, and his affair were not. I know that's not how you pronounce that. Carolides. So a lot of that Scudder said slipped clean out of my memory. He was very clear about the danger of the Carolides, and he would not begin until he got to London. And would come from the very highest quarters, where there would be no thought of suspicion. Julia Shazeni? He mentioned the name of a woman, Julia Shakani, as having something to do with danger. She would be the decoy I gathered to get Carliodile out of his care of his guards. The Black Stone. He talked about a black stone and a man that lisped in his speech, and he described a very particular somebody that he never referred to without a shudder. An old man who could hood his eyes like a hawk. So the assassin. Got it. He remained solemn for the rest of the evening and spoke a good deal about death.
I reckon it's like going to sleep when you're pretty well tired out. Awaking to find a summer day with the scent of hay coming in at the window. I used to thank God for such mornings way back in the bluegrass country. And I guess I'll thank him when I wake up on the other side of Jordan.
He's such a Debbie Downer. The next day he was much more cheerful and read the Life Stonewall Jackson much of the time, while the rest of London celebrated Empire Day. Yeah, I wonder what that day is. I went out to dinner with a mining engineer whom I had to see on business, and came back in time for a game of chess before turning in. Guess I'll enter. Guess I'll open and do a game. Oh. Turn on the switch. Hello? Oh my god.
God. Scudder.
It's a really unusable knife. There we go. Scudder's dead. What a twist. He was doing so well too. Maybe he faked his own death again. That wouldn't surprise me. So thank you everybody. Thank you for joining me here with the 39 steps. It's not gonna take us 39 steps. I don't think. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 more chapters. So maybe like 7 more parts or something. I don't know. We'll figure this out. So thank you everybody. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching 39 steps. Thank you for hanging in there with me. And I will catch you all next time. Peace out, everybody.